Good morning. It is morning, right? Oof. And morning, Darkstar. So, today we will be doing class quests for Warrior, Rouge, and Arcanist. So, we're doing class quests. Let's start with Warrior. Or not Warrior, Marauder. Yeah, I totally know what I'm doing. Marauder's go. Mom Marauder? Yeah. Your mom's a Marauder? Rah! 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 Okay. Anyways. Alright, my first axe. This is just gonna be killing things. I really should have done the slaughtering of things earlier, but it's fine. It's fine. Ah, you cut a striking figure, Corey. But heroic posing is unlikely to cut a swath through your enemies. Are you sure? I'm pretty good at heroically posing. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat as befits a novice of our discipline. Go forth and slay the bleeding, scurrying, crawling pests that plague the outskirts of Limsa Lominsa. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries this day. Return to me once 3 of each creatures has fallen to your blade. Alright. Oh, hold on. I need to check something real quick. Okay, that's fine. Onwards. We'll just pop right out here and do some murder. I wonder if my controllers are all the way charged. I haven't charged it in a week, and so I had it plugged in, but I don't like the cord, where the cord is. Yes, onwards to waffles! Oh right, I don't have my... I don't have my ranged attack. I haven't done the quest yet. And then... I have to remember that I'm not playing WoW. I do not have to stop at every corpse and pick up loot. So, yeah. Okay, there's 3 of those. And I need to kill some more ladybugs. Here's some. Whoosh. How dare you look at me sideways? Okay. So I haven't actually played in the last week, so my classes are still just above 30 for the most part. I haven't even done any of crafting or gathering. I've kind of just been pretending my computer doesn't exist, and it's actually been going pretty well for me. Yeah, no, my poor computer, it hasn't been touched in like a week, and it's like, eh. I'm sure it's fine though. Alright. You are returned to me a different woman. Am I, though? Already your face shows a harder cast. A realization of the slaughter of which you are capable. I mean, To be fair, warriors are the most slaughtery of the classes, especially the early classes. But there is much training to be done before you will wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lesson, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the Marauder way. Implacable, relentless, such must be your momentum on both the practice grounds and the battlefield. Yes, yes. Yay! Quest complete. Alright. It's only been like 2 seconds, dude. Don't get too excited. Corey, you approach me with the Marauder strides, determined, unswerving, and bereft of the hesitation that marked our first meeting. Wasn't that long ago. I am pleased. The time has come for you to begin a new stage in your training. Now, what sets the axe aside from the gladius or the dagger is the raw, unstoppable destruction wrought by its thick, heavy blade. Oh yeah, you like thick, heavy blades, huh? And that overwhelming power can only be properly directed by the extraordinary physical strength. Thus we come to the core of this day's lessons. Such strength as a marauder must possess is developed through a traditional method passed down through the generations of the guild, a method that you too shall be taught to employ. Present yourself to Brownbar in the practice area downstairs, and he shall instruct you further. Alright, downstairs. Alright, big guy, what you got for me? The Axe Master told me you'd be on your way. My name's Brownbar. Good it is to meet a new marauder. Now, we axe wielders build strength and control by splitting boulders. Oh my god. That's right, our traditional method involves smashing a rock with your axe. That sounds like a good way to blunt a blade, but continue. But you can't use just any old swing, you need to hit the rock just so. Rotgium, a fellow marauder, is waiting just outside the Zephyr Gate, by the bridge over the Rogue River. She'll tell you how it's done. Okay, let's go break my freaking blade on a rock. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, honestly, it would have made more sense if he said something like cutting down trees, because that's what axes are for. I mean, like... But what do I know? I'm just a poor little trainee. Hi, little ladybug. Man, the ladybugs are cute. Actually, most of the early, except for the swarms, I don't like the swarms, but a lot of the early monsters are really cute. Like even the puckhatchins. Look at those little things. What fate is this? Eh. Maybe not the fish either. Yes. So why are we cracking rocks? I mean, it is kind of like cracking heads, but rocks do a lot more damage to a sharp edge. So... Greetings, lass. Ready to split some stone, are ya? I have 3 nice hard rocks. Oh, yeah? For you to build up a sweat on. Don't try nothing fancy now. Just hit 'em with a good, solid, heavy swing. Yeah. Like, look at this! Look at this! This boulder is the size of me! Look at the size of my blade, okay? Look at the size of the rock. Blade, meet rock. Like, seriously, how does that not damage my sharp edge? Okay, I need more rocks to smash. There's some. That's the way to do it, lass. Now, you've got the idea. Why don't you have Adam a little harder with that heavy swing of yours? Hold nothing back. Oh, more rocks. Okay. Oh. You know what the worst part is? Smashing rocks like that doesn't even lower the durability on my axe, and it really should. I can see you're a natural. My head's still ringing with the sound of cracking boulders. Are you sure that wasn't the cracking of my axe? Also, axes have wooden shafts, and hitting a rock? Oh my goodness. Take yourself back to Axemaster Wernzoen and tell him, and let him know you're ready for something harder. Yeah. Look, I'm just saying that that particular quest makes no sense. And it's one of those, disclaimer, do not hit rocks with axes. Actually, that quest would have been good for, like, a hammer class. 'Cause, hammer! You know what I'm saying? Alright, to the Marauders Guild. Also, why do we still not have a hammer class? Has the training loosened your muscles and focused your mind, Corey? An urgent request for help has arrived from the Red Rooster Stead, and I have chosen you to respond. It appears a hostile group of megalocrabs has unwittingly elected itself the next test of your prowess. As this is your first outing on official Marauder duty, you shall be accompanied by a veteran conjurer by the name of Sulkfib? She awaits you on the floor below. May devastation follow in your wake. You know, with your names, they do. See, one of the problems with rogated names is, for instance, this woman. Now, like, it doesn't seem like such a hard name, but then you gotta remember that the W's are pronounced like V's, and that's where I keep on getting shook up. So, what you got? Hi, Corey, I know who you are. My brother often has me escort his fledgling marauders on their more dangerous tasks. I suppose Wernzoen expects me to give you the details then. Very well. And the W's aren't always pronounced like V's. So it's like, it depends on what follows and what comes after and all of that stuff, and I just don't know. It seems the farmers need us to clear out the megalocrab's nest near the Mourning Widow in Lower Noscea. I shall trust you to find your own way there. Just don't forget your axe. If a marauder forgot their axe when going on a marauding mission, I'd be a bit worried. Like, just saying. Oh yeah, and I still have that quest to do. But we'll get there eventually. Actually, that quest we might, if we can finish all 3 of the classes I have to do in Limsa, we might finish the stream with that quest. Talking to Merlvib. I like the Admiral. She's the wonderful. Okay, Chocobo Porter, Red Rooster Stead. Yeah. I'm hoping for a long stream today. since I've got tonight off, I can stay up a little later. At least I hope I have today off. I'm fairly certain they have this shift covered. Right here. At the very least, I'm fairly certain my manager will let me know early enough if they don't have the shift covered. Looks as if nobody's home. Mayhaps they knew we were coming. They're fucking crabs. Aid! I need aid! Nope, old guy. Please, it's my grandson! Them snipers got him! I told Sighard not to get too close. I told him! Get that weapon ready, Corey. We need to move, now. Yep. I am flippin' incredible. Okay. Yes. Oh, bugger and shite. Get away from me, you bloody great bastard. I protect. Whack. Extra whack. Oh wait, this one's a hard one. There are more somewhere. Oh, they're there. I don't have my AoE yet this dude, so just whacking one at a time. 1 and a 2, and a 1 and a 2, and a 1 and a 2. It's level something. One of these days I hope they fix their level syncing. I would like to have all of my abilities, even if they do less. Let me help my healer. Always protect your healer. I don't have my tank stats at this level. Wonderful. Come on. Yeah, technology is kind of the suck sometimes. Yeah, they need to fix level syncing. I would like to have all my abilities, like, even when I'm synced down, like, make them way less, do less, but not having my AoE when I need my fucking AoE is annoying. Thank you, miss. I thought I was dead for sure. I can't even play outside no more, what with all these scary monsters about. Mima and Dad they were both killed by some nasty bugger not so long ago. An auroch, big as a mountain. Oh, that sucks. But I bet you could beat it. Hi, make it pay for what you did to my folks. You take it easy now, son. There's a whole guild full of strapping lads and lasses like Corey here who will be glad to do just that. All you need to do is head home with your grandpa. You let us worry about the nasty bugger. Consider your first duty a success. I swear I know how to read, okay? I swear. Corey, it's time you head back as well, before Wernzoen begins to worry I've left your corpse for the crabs. But I would make such a pretty corpse. Ooh, look, a big snaky thing. No. Oh, that sucks. Ooh, that's a big boy. Look at that big boy. Let's not get too close to him, because he will eat my face. He's such a big boy. Big snake. Big snake! Okay. Run. One day I'm going to be big enough to play with Big Snake. But this is not today. Okay, oof. Ooh, back to the Marauders Guild, where I belong. Why do they drain when they're not connected? That makes no sense to me. Maybe it's because they're trying to connect? I don't get it. So, you have shattered the shells of the megalocrabs and saved the life of a child into the bargain. Thus does our violent craft prove its merit. Well done, Corey. Though no longer a threat to the farmers, you should know that it is unusual for such crabs to be found so near the stead. By all accounts, the creatures were ousted from their usual feeding grounds by a more fierce beast. The beast of which I speak is a known terror in the lands of Noscea, ever seeking to expand its territory. And that boy's parents were but two of the many victims to fall to its rampages. It is a threat that must be dealt with ere long. Do thoughts of vengeance flit through your mind, Corey? Nurture those urges, but do not yet act upon them. This monstrosity is far beyond your present skills. Slash doubt. If you would answer the lad's cry for revenge, then you must grow stronger. Become the raging behemoth this challenge demands. Oh, that's weird. Box keeps Bluetooth on? That's super weird to me. I don't understand. Alright. Wake of Destruction. Corey, I have gathered what information I could concerning the beast that young Sighard bade you slay. The tales named this creature Kujata. Those who have witnessed Kujata in the terrifying flesh also call him Stampeding Mountain, such is his immense size and bulk. Again, I will not seek to dissuade you from claiming vengeance for the boy's parents. In fact, I encourage it. But to topple this lumbering colossus, you must first become his equal in strength and ferocity. As a single step towards that distant goal, I send you to Blind Iron Mines. We have had word that folk are falling prey to the claws of the local galagos. It is your task to protect the weak from these unruly creatures. Learn to channel the rage inside you and let your axe blade sing in righteous slaughter. Woo, slaughter! I like slaughter. Slaughter is fun. Okay, way up there. Okay, I'm gonna head here. And... what's the shortest way to get there? Let me borrow a chocobo. I'm gonna rent a chocobo, because I think... Yep. If I just come out here, and I can just head down here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shortcut. Also, I feel like doing all of these quests would have been so much easier with a chocobo, but chocobos are forever away because you get them through story, and it just sucks. There we go. And 3 dead Galagos. Okay, let us return. Nope, not that one. I forgot. Limsa is not my home. Limsa is usually my home. But it is not right now. I guess I could make Limsa my home for temporarily. Yeah. Because I've got I've got 3 class quests to do here, so... We'll do it for now. That way I can save a little bit of my hard-earned gil. Yeah, I worked really hard to earn my gil. I did, actually. Welcome back, Corey. Your actions have saved many from needless injury and anguish. Also, the other thing is the quests aren't quite paying travel fees yet. I have to wait until I get higher level for the quest to pay me travel fees. I think. Welcome back, Corey. Your actions have saved me... Oh, I already read that. But though your efforts are to be commended, there is still yet much work to be done. Kujata, the object of your vengeance, has trampled a farmer's wagons as he thundered through the lands of Tiller's Rest. The foodstuffs spilled from the overturned wain have attracted all manner of hungry predators. Without produce for the markets, the farmers will surely suffer for coin this season. Your duty is thus clear. Put down these rapacious scavengers and preserve the cargo. Okay. Like, cause this quest here, it gives you 200. That's enough to do a couple, like a close range teleport. You know, one in Noscea, so yeah, not much. Also, where is this? I think I can get closer just by riding the freaking chocobo. So, let's do that again. Wrong way. Like, once you get a little bit higher level and start doing the higher level quests, like, they start paying their teleportation fees and their travel fees, because, you know, sometimes you gotta take the chocobo. But, like, for instance, to rent a chocobo for a couple of minutes, it costs 80 gil. And at this level, that's the best way to get places for the most part. Also, not everybody knows you can rent a chocobo, and I think that's funny. I don't think you could always rent a chocobo. I think that's a fairly new thing. Like, maybe that came up in Shadowbringers? Or an Endwalker, one of those, because I was fairly certain I couldn't when I first started playing. But maybe I just wasn't paying attention then. Yeah. There's a good possibility that I just ran through the entire thing and got a chocobo as fast as possible because, yeah, chocobos. there. Oh, you're so cute. I want to pet you. I'm going to boop you on the nose with my axe. Boop. Double boop. Any more? Yeah. Oh, he died. Oh, I guess that's all of them. Back to the Marauders Guild. Oh, hold on, I'll have to check out this person's outfit. Nope. This is vitally important. Oh, she's got Miqo'te's hat. My other character has Miqo'te's hat. I like that dress. Queen of... I think that's the new white mage. I think that's the level 100 white mage outfit. Oh no, it must be the level 90. Either way, looks freaking awesome. I like that dress. I'm definitely gonna get it, and it goes really, really well with the Miqo'te's hat. Oof. My other character has Miqo'te's hat, so finding cute things that go. You know what else goes with Miqo'te's hat really fucking well? The Astrologians, I think the level 50 or 60 outfit, level 60. It looks so freaking amazing with Miqo'te's hat. Once again, your capacity for carnage has been tested and proven. The creatures you defeated, however, were merely some of the many base scavengers that subsist on the scraps left in the wake of Kujatta's rampages. To face Kujatta himself, you yet require far more training. But do not despair, Corey. The Axemaster and fellow marauders, this I swear. I will not rest until I have taught you how to wring every last ounce of power from your weapon, until the blade of your axe can slice cleanly through the thickest hide, the most knotted muscle, the densest of bone. This menace will fall by your hand. Yay! Murder! Oh, and this one gives me my ranged attack. Yay! I see you have been diligent in your training. 2 seconds, dude. You need not tell me in words, it shows in your bearing, in your unwavering gaze. It is time for you to once more lift your axe in service to the guild. There have been reports of a sizable creature roaming the outskirts of Elport in western Noscea. This monster is no Kujatta, but the threat it presents to the locals is nonetheless sufficient to warrant our attention. It should also prove a worthy foe to test your burgeoning prowess. How to find this beast? Well, I am fortunate enough to count among my acquaintances a veteran hunter and archer by the name of Rainfred. Okay. He took up residence in Elport some years ago, and will gladly aid you in this task. With Rainfred's assistance, you are to track down this prowling danger and provide it swift and bloody passage to the afterlife. May your axe swing true. I'm gonna call that guy Fred. Anyways, yeah. Best way to get to Elport is probably teleporting. Yeah, let's just teleport. Oh, you know what I should have done? There's a quest here. Oh, this is the cats and dogs. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this one now, because I like this one. And you get minions. 2 whole minions for doing, like, 3 quests. You look like an adventurer who gets around. Mayhap you have noticed the curls and jackals at each other's throats of late? I've never seen anything quite like it, and the bloodshed only worsens by the day. If this continues, I dare say that one of these groups will wipe out the other before long. I am a minion. I'm small and cute, and look, like my little Mugo flapping behind me. Fluffy. Now, it bears mentioning that this species of curl isn't native to Vilbran. By rights, they shouldn't even be here. Nay, I believe they were smuggled. Oh, yay! I know of a merchant who may have had a hand in these dealings. Her name is Miqo'te? And after some probing, I have come to believe she is somehow involved. I would question her myself, but she is like to flee at the first sight of yellow. That is where you come in. I need you to speak with her and learn all you can. Take a look around. She's bound to be nearby. It's not unpronounceable. I just... like... So, her base name, Kontai, is actually really easy. But I'm not sure how to pronounce the R in front of it. I'm probably just going to end up calling her Kontai because I don't know how to add that R. What's this? They've sent you to do their dirty work? Well, you'll never take me alive. Never! Off she goes. Run away! Like, Miqo'te? That might be it. Miqo'te. I much prefer the ones that, like, the first letter flows with the rest of their name. Like, for instance, Graha. Graha is a very easy to pronounce Miqo'te name. You know, the G goes right into the R very easily. Even Y'shtola. Like, though that one might just be because I've heard it so many times. Come to think of it. But Graha's easy. Like, no doubt. Like, even before I actually heard it pronounced, it was easy enough to pronounce. Eat dirt, dude. Okay. You want to talk to me now? I'll keep my axe out for you, just so you know you can talk. Please don't hurt me. I didn't do nothing wrong. I smuggled in the corals for breeding like you asked, but that's it. I ain't the one sending the jackals into a frenzy, I swear. The yellow jackets sent you? You're not a pirate? Why the hells didn't you say so earlier? I mean, you didn't really give me a chance. Well, you've caught me. I'm behind the corals in Alport. Those good-for-nothing pirates had me breeding jackals for 'em too. With the right training, they make for nasty watchdogs and the like. But the pirates want more, and that's why they asked me for the corals. That they did. I smuggled them in, but the pirates took them before I could finish the job. Suppose they didn't want to wait for the breeding. But the buggers let them escape. Now they have jackals on the loose trying to get rid of the corals and clean their mess. I'm a victim as well, you know. Aye, they paid good coin for the animals, but now they've got folk chasing after me, wanting to cover their tracks. I'm sure. You hurry and tell those yellow jackets I ain't to blame, you hear? I mean, you did... there's a certain point when you're smuggling creatures that you've got to take responsibility. Like, you know, you mess with pirates, you gotta expect them to want to kill you at some point. Right? Hey, you're back. What can you tell me of Miqo'te's dealings? She claims to be a victim as well. It was her greed that brought the corals to Vilbren, and she is sorely mistaken to think the Yellow Jackets will turn a blind eye. Mark my words, she will be held accountable. I mean, she's probably safer in prison, honestly. At any rate, we now know why the corals and jackals are trying to tear each other to shreds. The pirates have been quite careful not to leave any clues, but we've managed to capture Miqo'te's assailants. We? You mean me? They're being questioned as we speak, and it won't be long before we track down the pirates. Don't worry, friend. The Yellow Jackets will see them brought to justice. In the meantime, there is still the matter of Miqo'te and the beasts running amok in the fields. I shudder to think what may happen should the jackals and corals continue fighting for much longer. I have a plan, but your assistance is essential to its success. Let me know when you are ready to begin. Yes. Okay. Yeah, man's best friend. Puppy. Miqo'te has admitted to breeding jackals for pirates, but I fear she may be concealing more to be smuggled elsewhere. I bid you speak with her once more to prove my suspicions true. If she wishes to play the role of victim, perhaps this time she will be more forthcoming with information. Tell her that although we cannot grant her impunity, her cooperation will ensure a lighter sentencing. I mean, still think she'd be safer in prison. She's got pirates after her blood. Curiosity killed the coral. Now then, we need to do something about the corals running wild in Vilbrad. Jackals have greatly reduced their number, but the presence of corals will upset the balance of predation in Elport. Given time, they will establish a breeding population, and perhaps even prey upon more than just animals. A large number of merchants, sailors, and travelers pass through Elport daily, meaning a great many people will be at risk unless we stop the corals here and now. As much as it pains me to say this, they must be done away with. I like this no more than you, but we Yellow Jackets must put the safety of the people above all else. Reports indicate that corals were last seen somewhere in Skull Valley. When you are ready, pray seek them out and do what needs to be done. Yeah, and most of the, actually dangerous pirates are the tempered ones, the drowned. The ones that are working with the Sahagin. The Yellow Jackets want to know if I'm hiding more jackals? Fine, I'll come clean if it means preserving my liberty. All the jackals are long gone, but there's a wolf pup I was looking after not too far from here. Jackals are easy to come by in Elport, but wolves? You can be sure folk will pay good money for them. With the Yellow Jackets breathing down me luck of late, though, I haven't had time to care for him. The poor thing's probably too weak from hunger to move. I'll tell you where I hid it, if you want to take him. Best move now. What with the corals running wild, killing the pirates, jackals, and all, it won't be long before they start snooping about for more animals to train. I have to warn you, though, he may be a pup, but he'll likely make a meal of anyone that gets close to him. Try winning over his stomach with this here succulent bone. If that ain't enough, try rubbing his belly to soothe him. You can bet he'll be following you everywhere. I left the critter in Quarterstone. Hurry before the pirates find him. He just left a pup. Oh my god. Worst smuggler ever. You don't just leave your fucking goods lying around. Oh, I think you're... Hi there, baby. I think your mama died. I'll protect you from these dogs. Scurvy dogs! Yeah. The baby coral looks at you affectionately. I got you, little one. Okay, let's go get your new brother. Whee! Look at all them rocks. You know, I just realized they don't have buttholes. Anyways, puppy! Hey, puppy, puppy, puppy. Oh, I see ya. Actually, nothing really has buttholes in this game, does it? Grrr. Here, have a bone. Also, I just have the cat in my inventory. Yip, yip, yip. Okay, and then it wants to be soothed. I have a puppy. Just sitting there in my inventory. A seemingly abandoned pup with a growling stomach. Aw, poor thing's hungry. And a baby coral. A defenseless baby coral. Aww. I just stuffed them in my bag. Ooh, what's this? What's with its eyes? That's cool. I want to poke it later. I heard from Rakontai you went looking for the starved pup in Quarterstone. Did you have any luck? Yes, I got your poor puppy. Oh, look at how cute he is. Ah, so this is the pup Rakontai has been hiding. Well done. She was here not long ago, as a matter of fact. It seems she is willing to cooperate with the authorities to help set things right. But that's not all, friend. While you were searching for this pup, a group of pirates related to the investigation was taken into custody. We couldn't have done it without your help. The ringleader has yet to be found, but perhaps now Elport can enjoy a moment of respite. Woof woof. All that remains is what to do with this pup. He seems to have taken a liking to you. Perhaps it would be best if you looked after him. Yes, puppy! Oh, look at his little paw prints on his feet. Oh, he's so cute. There's simply no room for him at a headquarters, and letting him wander about on his own is out of the question. I realize how sudden this is, but please give him a good home. Yes, he will go in my backpack, and I will carry him around in my backpack. Welcome back, adventurer. How did you fare against the corals in Skull Valley? I got a kitty. I see, so this baby coral is all that remains. It is truly a shame it came to this. Also, why does it have a collar? If it was supposedly a baby coral that was wild and escaped and stuff. Most of the jackals died fighting against the corals. But it would seem you slew the pirate's last litter while saving this one. Let us at least take solace in knowing the bloodshed has ended. There is a bit of good news to be had, however. I received word not long ago that a group of pirates related to our investigation was taken into custody. Oh yeah, this is the same. To instigate such carnage without scruple, the true animals in this case have been placed behind bars. With any luck, their leader and remaining members will join them shortly. Meow. But what to do with his baby coral? He seems quite fond of you, almost as if you were his mother. I mean... the yellow jackets are not fit to care for a coral, especially when full grown. It's 'cause I'm a cat, isn't it? But we cannot simply release him back into the wilds. I suppose there is only one option. Kitty. Friend, I leave this baby coral in your capable hands. I'm sure you will do what's best for him. Yay! Okay. I have 2 new minions in my backpack, just stuffed in there. And since I do, let's go ahead and let's see. There's the kitty. There's the puppy. Actually, let's read the things. Corals are extremely proud and defiant creatures, even when young. Faced with insurmountable odds, a coral will rarely shy away from a fight, choosing rather to perish in combat than run. This characteristic keeps coral numbers low, but ensures the strength of those who survive. And then the puppy. Bred to serve as a werewolf in the Imperial Garlean army, this wolf was rescued before any permanent damage could be done to its playful spirit. He will follow you to the ends of the world and back, as long as you toss in an occasional biscuit. Ah. He's adorable. We're gonna go with kitty because I'm a kitty. And I like matching. Actually, I need to get a bell. If I get a little collar bell for me, then we can be matching. But yes, also, this coral has no butthole. There are no buttholes in this game. The worst part is the only way to get a bell that looks like that is to do the Namazu Beast Tribe. And it's very disappointing because Beast Tribes are hard. Anyways, Fred, one of Warren Zone's girls, are you? Why, I've known that sprat since he was knee-high to a... Well, he was always kind of a big fella, that was Warzone. And now they call him Axemaster, eh? Not a subtle lot, you marauders. So I suppose you're here to hunt down our local trouble. What you need to do, then, is take yourself northwest, up toward Camp Skull Valley, and give a good whistle. The mean bugger you're after, his name is Patripatan, by the by, will come running across the weeded plains. He'll think you're trespassing on his territory, see, so you better have that cleaver of yours ready. Oshan's blessing be upon you. I'll meet Oshan later. Okay, let's go poke something with my axe. Here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I like the way it moves, the way it jumps. As it tries to keep up with me, because I'm running too fast for it. Run faster, little kitty! Yeah. Let's whistle here. Yeah. And that is one big kitty. Also, fucker paralyzed me, little bitch. Look, little kitty, it's your mama, maybe. Oh wait, no, your mom's dead. And now this one is too. Okay, off we go. Back to the Marauders Guild. My return's up. So actually not having a camera, I feel like I'm burning way less energy not having the camera on. So I might just leave the camera off for good for now, because not having a camera is actually good for me. I don't feel as tired as I normally am, like an hour after stream. And I think it's just... with having a camera on, it's a bit more of a performance, sort of, so I have to put more effort into it, probably. That, and, you know, social anxiety. I don't like people looking at me. I've been in contact with Fred, and he had not put praise for you, Corey. Your representation of the guild has been exemplary. There is one more task I would have you complete this day, a task that will demonstrate for you just how strong you have become. Report to excuse me? Scaphigium. I'm gonna call him Scap, where he awaits on the banks of Ageless River, and he shall help you unveil the untapped power of your axe. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take a choker. Like, some of the names, man. Some of the names. This to my hotbar. This kitty. Oh, and right here. Let's rent one. Yeah. We'll go this way. They're gonna make me break my axe on more boulders, aren't they? Hi, lass. I know why you're here, and after seeing this big old boulder... Yeah, I see it. I'd wager you know why you're here, too. Now, my rock's a bit more of a challenge than those pebbles Rotgium and had you train on. To crack this beauty will require a relative heavy swing. Impossible, you say? Ha! Wernzoin wouldn't send you out here if he didn't think you capable. Dude! This rock probably weighs 10 times what my character weighs. And you want me to smash it with an axe. Can I please have a hammer? Anyways.
Yeah.
That rock was bigger than a fucking Rogadin, okay? Huh, would you look at that? And on your first attempt, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Axe Master for you. Yeah. I'm just gonna waste some money. I'm too lazy. I mean, then again, it's good training for if I'm fighting Rogadin later because their skulls are basically like rocks, so... It's fine. Crust your stupid rock with my what is probably now broken axe. Like, legitimately? Oh, my axe hasn't taken any damage, probably. That should do damage to my durability. Like, really. I knew you would return before long. The deafening crack of shattering boulder reached me even here. Are you sure it wasn't the shattering of my fucking axe? This feat of strength deserves recognition, and you shall have it in the form of a new technique, adopted and perfected by our guild's forebears. The tomahawk throw was first devised by pirates as an opening attack on closing enemy vessels. Ooh. Also, why does he do the hand over gesture when teaching me a new ability? Like, I'm of the opinion he should, like, I don't know, demonstrate the ability, but that's just me. Though we primarily focus on close-quarter combat, you will no doubt find that having a powerful range strike at your disposal greatly expands your tactical versatility. Yeah. But here's the thing. The animation for that attack is in the game. Because characters can do it. So... there's no reason that he does the hand over when he could just, I don't know, pull his axe out and show me the attack. I sense the impending confrontation with Kujata weighs heavily on your mind, Corey, but hurried swings lead to glancing blows. There is no swift road to attaining the peak of mastery you seek, only a steady, measured ascent. Okay. Whee! New ability acquired. Yay! Anyways, continuing on. The mountain that strides. Corey, there is trouble afoot. Do you recall the lad whose parents were slain by the beast Kujata? You mean the person that I'm doing all of this bullshit for? I mean, I sure hope I remember him. The boy's grandfather, Nedard, but recently contacted us with worrisome news. Young Sighard has gone missing. There have been sightings of Kujata in the area, and it would seem that the child felt compelled to seek the creature out. As you are familiar with the boy and his tragic tale, I would have you attend to the matter. My sister, Solkvib, awaits you at the Bismarck. She has been apprised of the situation and will aid you in plotting a suitable course of action. Okay. If she's been appraised of the situation, why is she sitting over at the Bismarck having tea? Anyways. Like, legitimately. Sitting there smoking a pipe, having some wine. Yeah, I'm sure she's real concerned about that kid, huh? Anyways, Corey, I assume you are here to discuss the missing child. You don't seem concerned. And not to sample a bowl of mutton stew. First things first, I would advise against rushing off to peer under every rock in the countryside. We need more information to direct our search. Why weren't you gathering that information? I suggest we head to Red Rooster Stead and learn what more we can from old Nedard. Like, why was that step necessary? They could have had her and had the other guy tell me to go to Red Rooster Stead and meet her there. I don't think that step was necessary. It would have made more sense if they told me to meet her there and that she was already there gathering information. Right? Am I wrong here? Am I full of shit? I don't know. Anyways, I do have the thing for Red Rooster Stead, though, so I can do a cheaper option. Woo! Okay. I'll be on my chocobo. Alright, and up here. You get any information? Nope. What'd you say? I'll leave the talking to you, Corey. So, you haven't done anything. Okay. Thank the gods you're here. Seems me grandson is set on causing naught but trouble for you. But surely you can now the lad is feeling, now he's boiling with hate for that murderous beast. And the last time when you came along like an avenging angel and showed him the strength of your steel, well, you lit a fire in his belly. He must have got it in his head to take revenge on the beast himself. Daft little bugger. Any road, once ye heard Kujata had been spotted near Airport, why he shot through that door like an arrow from a bow, and I ain't seen him since. I beg of ye, find me little Sigurd afore he gets himself stomped to death. That big bastard Aroxel has spilled more'n enough of McKinn's blood. Speak English, asshole. Are you gonna actually do something now? Our course is clear. We must set out for Elport at once. An old acquaintance of mine, Farstim? Yeah, we're gonna just pretend the P doesn't exist. Farstim often stands guard at the port gates. He might know something of the lad's whereabouts. Are you gonna actually speak to him, or are you just gonna leave everything to me? God, this lazy broad. First in. Have I seen a boy wandering about by himself? As a matter of fact, me and my fellow gate guards here just watched a young lad traipsing off to the north. We were arguing whether or not to abandon our post and bring the child back ourselves. Large packs of jackals have been prowling the wilds of late. So if you mean to head after him, pray do so quickly. Hells, I might even pass along word to the Marauders Guild. You'll be better off with an extra blade or two at your back. I am the Marauders Guild. Okay, I got Sigurd's water skin. Oh, and some beasties. Let's take care of the beasties. Okay. Over here, Sighard's satchel. Oh, more beasties. Okay. Oh, I see him. Oh, her. Are you just standing there and watching? What are you watching? I see nothing. Have you found any sign of Sighard? More than you, apparently. Sighard's water skin. This water skin is filled with more holes than water. Ooh, that's not good. Sighard's satchel. To be called a proper satchel, this would need an arm, strap, and a bottom. Oh, all of his stuff's been torn apart. He must have been in a desperate hurry indeed to cast away his belongings. His belongings were torn apart in such a careless manner. I myself came across this wood axe, a tool the lad took from a stead, perhaps? God's below. Corey, over there. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Oh, shit. Uh-huh. Right into the jackals. Fabulous. Didn't I get rid of most of those just a second ago? Uh-oh. Must protect. Corey. Oof, and he's out. I'll get him. Alright. And turn on my tank spec. And let's do this. Oh. There are more? Where? Man, this chick is lucky she's my healer, otherwise I'd leave her to the wolves. Or jackals in this case. Right, there we go. Like, literally, she's been lazy this whole quest. We done? Yep, dude, complete. Oh no! No, doggy! Give Zoe my love. I miss her. I miss my little foot warmer. Warn zone? He breathes yet. Yay! Boy alive. Uh-oh. Can I throw my axe at that thing? Withdraw to Red Rooster Stead. Follow my lead. Also, notice that we did not actually withdraw to Red Rooster Stead. We withdrawed to Aleport. And I have to figure out a way to get to Red Rooster Stead. Yeah, son of a... Let's go to Limsa and take a chocobo there. Because Red Rooster Stead does not have a fucking aetheryte. For a place I have to spend a lot of time going to, it should have an aetheryte. Then again, I would say the same thing about the Waking Sands. Or, what's it called? Vesper Bay, that's what it's called. Just saying. Anyways, Red Rooster Stead. Snakey! Snakey's still there. Looking terrifying. Alrighty. Get up here. Well, at least now she's doing something. What do you have to say? Nothing? I must concentrate. Pray do not disturb me. And you've been doing nothing. Yeah. Okay. You brought him home. I don't got the words to thank you. The lad's past the worst of it. He struck his head on the fall, though, and it may be some time before he opens his eyes. Thank you for coming, brother. If you hadn't scattered those jackals when you did, I could handle them just fine, thank you very much. I have done naught to earn your thanks. When I learned of the situation from Mailport, I realized the dangers were greater than I had anticipated. No single marauder could have hoped to fend off such numbers in time. I was doing just fine. Pray accept my apologies, Nedard. You turned to us for help, and yet your grandson now lies before you, broken and battered. You risked your lives to save little Sigurd. I was a man to find fault with that. It's me who ought to be begging forgiveness for the wounds you took protecting me, foolish boy. You needn't concern yourself with our well-being. Our training prepares us for such eventualities. There is not more we can accomplish here, Corey. It is time we return to the guild and focused on other tasks. Well, maybe I don't want to focus on other tasks. You think of that, Sigurd? Or whatever your fucking name is? Okay. Let's... oh, that was a lag spike. It's fine, it's fine. I don't think I lost... Yep. Carry on. Come on, Warnzone. Give me the next quest. I'm glad the lad will live, but I fear this will not be the last time Sigurd abandons caution in his thirst for vengeance against Miqo'te. The wound in his heart festers and seethes, feeding his impatience at our seeming inaction. But we must not think ill of the boy. Instead, let his helpless rage be as a spur to our efforts. I say again, Corey, Miqo'te will fall by your hand, and I will shape you into the deadly weapon you need to be. I mean, I don't care whose hand he falls by, as long as he falls and stops, you know, butchering people. Anyways, leader of the pack. Corey, our near-disastrous encounter with the pack that follows Miqo'te has been preying on my mind. The overwhelming number of the beasts was beyond all I had imagined. Even the most dedicated marauder could not hope to carve through that snarling wall of flesh. I mean, I was handling it. And if we cannot dispatch the pack, then Miqo'te remains beyond our reach. Thus I have prepared for you a trial that shall unleash your deepest reserves of destructive strength. As before, Sulkwib awaits you at the Bismarck to guide you on your path. Okay, this time her being at the Bismarck is fine because this is just a trial. Not actually important. Or, you know, time sensitive. Do not squander this opportunity for growth, Corey. The pride of the guild itself rides on the keen edge of your axe. Also, she must really enjoy eating if she eats all of her meals at the Bismarck. Also, she must have a lot of money because the Bismarck is not cheap. Like, notice most of the people eating here, like... I mean, I guess some pirates are here, too. Also, that looks like a prostitute, I'm just saying. Wait, I know you! I'm gonna do some quests for you later. What's her name? I think it's Nekebi? I'll find out later. She's a rogue. A rogue who has an obsession with Bismarck finger sandwiches. Which is probably why she's here. You've word from my brother? Ha, the pride of the guild, eh? My brother has placed quite a burden on your shoulders, it seems. But from what I have witnessed, if any marauder has the skill and determination to put down Kujata, then it is you. And there is, of course, the matter of Sigurd's vengeance. You don't want to disappoint the poor boy, now do you? Are you going to actually do anything this round? Let us be about this trial, Corey. I mean, it's a trial. I guess you don't have to. The whole point is for me to figure things out. I shall meet you on the Salt Strand in Lower Noscea, where your training is to take place. Well, naturally, I will be there. Without me, you're likely to forget to tend your wounds and bleed to death. I'm a fucking marauder. Now, granted, I don't have any of my Healy abilities yet, but, of all of the people to say that to, let's see, Thrill of Battle. When do I get that? 30! Okay. Oh, that must be the, final quest reward. Because, yeah. Once I get Thrill of Battle, like, I don't need a healer no more. Let's see. We'll take this. Off we go. Okay. Still think this place just looks really cool. Also, I figured out what this is. So, when the land receives a wound, it crystallizes. So it is Bahamut destruction stuff, but it's actually crystallized, basically life's blood, sort of. But it's due to the wound that was caused to the land. Yeah. So, it was gashed open and left this huge gaping wound that crystallized. Well, this should be the place. I don't see... do you sense that encroaching aura of violence, Corey? Pray, unlimber that axe of yours. Yeah. Let's do this. Alright. Tanks back on. Beat down some hedge moles. That was fast. That seems to be the last of them, compared to what we have faced before, though. It wasn't terribly... Yeah, oh shit. So this is the indomitable Corey Foxy. Who in the seven hells are you? Wait, is that... Your disguise is impeccable, friend. You have deemed you worthy of our challenge. Come, Marauder, let us test the edge of your steel. Oh, brother. Yep. I don't like that they start me so far away from my healer when I'm supposed to intercept these guys going for my healer. Like, I shouldn't have been behind her. I'm the tank. I should always be in front of her. Someone familiar, uh-huh. Okay. Now where's the big guy? Yeah. It seems my underlings have provided you with poor sport. Very well. I shall take your measure with mine own blade. Uh-huh. Come on, big brother. Let's do this. Do not think to show me quarter, Cory, for I shall surely show you none. Yep. Yeah, how'd that go for you? I yield. Your strength has humbled us all. Aye, it might just be enough. We are done here, my colleagues. Drag away those who cannot stand. You're not fooling anybody. Your display of prowess was truly impressive, Cory. Worthy indeed. What a ridiculous charade. Does he honestly think we couldn't see through those paltry disguises? They literally put helmets on, man. That is all. They didn't change clothes, change their axes. They put helmets on. Though I am confident my brother's act was not born of malice, rather he hoped to concealing his identity that the trial would seem more threatening, thus increased his effectiveness. Not an entirely successful undertaking, but one must appreciate his intentions. It is time you return to the guild. Oh, and as a favor to me, pray indulge Wernzone in his little deception. Subterfuge is not a marauder's forte. No fucking kidding. Anyways, to Limsa. And to the Marauders Guild we go. Get a little workout there, guy? Cory, I have heard of your skirmish in the Salt Strand. Uh-huh. You did well to topple opponents of such formidable skill. You've got a high opinion of yourself, don't you? But let us not dwell on the nature of those masked men. What is important is your triumph in the face of overwhelming odds. Uh-huh. Your fellow marauders are honed to have you swing your axe in the guild, or honored to have you swing your axe in the guild's name. They stand behind you, one and all, as you prepare to overcome your greatest trial yet. Aye, the time has come for you to bring Kujatta's bloody rampage to an end. When next he rears his horrible horned head, you shall be ready to bury your blade in his skull. Woo! You mean I don't have to crack any more rocks? Da-ba-da! Anyways. Yeah, get thrill of battle from this one. Sweet! Alright, bringing down the mountain. Cory, your confrontation with the beast is at hand. Kujatta has made his presence known. Reports place the creature to the northeast of the Red Rooster Stead, in the vicinity of the Grey Fleet. There is little more for me to say but this. Harness all the strength you have built through your labors of sweat and blood, and unleash it full fury upon Kujatta and his menagerie of scavengers. Sigurd yet lies abed, trusting in your strength and praying for your victory. I ask that you go to the lad before the battle, and tell him you venture forth to fail the object of his vengeance. Such news should cheer his ailing heart. The time has come, Cory Foxy. May your axe strike deep and true. Woo! Okay, that means I have to go back to fucking Red Rooster Stead. Okay. This is fine. Also, I'm probably going to have to go back there afterwards as well, but... I'm just saying, if they're going to make me go back and forth to a place so many times, that place should have a quicker form of travel. Then again, thinking about it, like, World of Warcraft doesn't even have teleports. So, I guess this is something. But also, World of Warcraft, you can have a mount as soon as you get high enough level. You don't have to, like, get to a certain part in the storyline. So, checks and balances, I guess. I feel like a large percentage of this game is just travel time. Like, honestly, that's what's taking me so much time to complete these quests. I mean, fuck, if I had flying, I'd be done already. Eh. Cory, I'm sorry for making trouble. No, I deserve what I got. It's me own fault for not believing in you. But you came back anyway, and now you're gonna take that axe to Kujata's head, ain't ya? I know you can beat that bastard. You got to. God, I'm adorable. Anyways, onwards. You guys, what you got? I heard Kujata had reared his ugly head again, and reckoned you'd not be too far behind. I hope you won't object to me lending what aid I can. You've been through much, you and I would see this tale to its end. You have literally done jack and shit besides casting a heal every once in a while. Bronbar, well, he felt much the same, so here we are, a pack of two to offset the ravenous beasts that follow in Kujata's wake. Alright, Bronbar. Might be as I'm sticking me nose in where it ain't wanted, but I couldn't abide the thought o' you facing that monster solo. Kujata's got his friends, so it's only fair if you've got a couple too. And what are friends for if not to lighten your load? I already did some of the groundwork for you. Thank you! I love it when people do groundwork for me. Thank you. You are now a friend. I consider you friend. Seems like a farmer and his wain have fallen victim to the fiend's pack. If we follow the trail of destruction, it might just lead us to the big bugger himself. Okay. See? People are capable of doing groundwork, healer lady. You don't just stand there and cast heal. I mean, I guess she also threw some rocks, so... Mainly because I didn't actually need healing in any of the fights we've been in. Okay, we got a lavender pot here. You find a pot that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. Whack. Yes, I found pots. Fruit barrel. You find a barrel that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. Dodge! Okay. Oh, there it is. You find a crate that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain. Yep, yep, yep. Ooh, that's a big one. Also, it is a giant oxpecker. That is what that was called. Which I just find funny. I found the wain! Yep, let's do this! Oh my goodness, my panties are very on display. Yes. I found him! Big nasty beastie. Right. Oh. Send these two to this, yes. Focus your fight on fighting Kujata. Leave the hyenas to me. Okay. So. The guy specifically says he's got the hyenas. Actually, this is going to be easier than I thought. I forget I'm a Marauder. I will keep an eye on that guy's health, because if he gets too low, I will have to go help his ass out, but, I don't think it's going to be that hard. It isn't like the fucking Paladin quest, where it's just a pain in the ass. And I have to fight every single thing in this mother. Oh, duty complete. Yeah. Corey! Aren't you supposed to be in bed? Well, at least you've got help this time. Didn't wander off on your own. It appears our timing was fortuitous. The Axemaster carried me here so I could see. You want to kick him in the face? He's dead. He can't hurt you. You did it. You really did it. I'll give you my axe if you want to, you know, cut him open a little bit. As long as you're careful and don't cut yourself. You know, get a little bit of revenge. Ma, Dad, do you see? Corey killed the bastard. He's finally dead. Thank you. Thank all you. Corey, do you reckon I could learn to swing an axe like that? Sure, wanna try? When I was bigger, I mean. I want to protect folk, too. Keep them safe from, you know, monsters and things. Right? I mean, doesn't take much to be a Marauder. They're a bunch of meatheads, okay? You don't need to, like... If you train hard, the knot is beyond your reach, young man. It's not like freaking Scholar where you have to study for it. Then that's what I'll do. I'll train every single day. You'll see, I'll be the strongest hero there ever was. I mean, if Lalafell can be marauders and warriors, I don't see why little kids can't. Just saying. Then again, Lalafell are kind of like Chihuahuas. They're small, but kind of scary. Well done, Corey. I knew from the first moment we met that you would rise to meet any challenge. It is done, Corey. You have answered the boys' prayers and upheld the pride of the guild. Hold your head high, Marauder. I shall be awaiting your triumphant return to Limsa Lominsa. Yeah. I saw it with my own eyes, and I still can scarce believe it. You brought down the mountain. Yep, I'm amazing. Let us return. I mean, we all are busy. Yes! I feel like the smaller something is, the more you should fear it, for the most part. That was truly a mighty feat, Corey. Never have I seen a marauder so dedicated to attaining the pinnacle of her discipline. You're fine. In recognition of your achievements, I, Axemaster Wernzone, pass on to you our guild's final technique, the thrill of battle. This skill teaches you to embrace the fear and danger of combat, allowing you to push well beyond the normal limits of your stamina. Though the thought brings me both joy and sadness, there is not more I can teach you. May the memories of your time here at the guild sustain you as you strive for ever greater heights of perfection. Experience now shall be your tutor, and there will always be greater foes and deadlier challenges in which to test your blade. Of that I am certain. Well, until I meet Curious George and he chooses to teach me more. You enter the realm of our craft in which even I have never set foot. I only hope that when you reach the very boundary of our art, you will return to share your triumphs with us. Until then, Corey, may your axe ever swing true. Yeah, I'm amazing. Woo, thrill of battle! Okay. So, that's all the Marauder quests, and I can't take the Warrior ones until I get to a certain part in MSQ. So, now we're doing... Rouge. Look at me, I'm so cute. Okay. Oh yeah. And I added an eye patch to this one. Don't look at my undies. Oop. Yeah. 'Cause the glasses slot is now separate, so I can wear an eye patch along with the bandana. Unfortunately, you can't dye it, though. You just have to choose from one of the colors they have. And the closest thing that I got that matches my outfit is the blue. But you can hardly tell that it's a different color, because it's a darker blue. And from far away, you can't even tell at all. So, it's fine. It looks good. But I figured since I'm doing Rogue, I should have an eye patch. Like, what good is pretending to be a pirate if I don't have an eye patch? We're going to the Fisherman's Guild. Alright. Yep, I'm looking to head inside. Alright. So, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, and then I will be right back to get started on the road quest. So I'll be BRB. Okay, I have returned. Oof. To get comfortable. I also found some chips, so if you hear crunching, sorry, not sorry. Stabbers in your fambles. Oh god. I just realized that this quest line is one of the most annoying ones just because of the written accents of these people. This is gonna suck. Anyways. No, it's not gonna be fun. It's going to be annoying. I mean, it's fun for you. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself. Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you'll want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bleating cheats in the fields outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Alright, test your blades on a few of them lambs, then slice up some rats and pugils for good measure. Mind that you mill them beasties one at a time, though, lass. I know you've served far worse in the past, but you're no dimmer-dammer with them stabbers just yet. I can't even do accents, so the fact that there are written accents really bothers me. Because it's just difficult to read. Okay, right outside here, yep. Oh, right, I don't have an AoE. I don't have my ranged. Ay, ay, ay. Do one at a time. And also, I'm not a ninja yet, so I don't flip when I jump, and that just makes me sad. Alright. Oh, you want some of this? Okay. Onwards. Jackie, I've done the murder. Okay. This bunny girl has a bunny girl following her around. Yep. Just head inside. I did murder. Done with your milling, are ya? You can never have enough blade practice, lass. In fact, I'll even add a list of marks to your hunting log. Pit yourself— I already did the hunting log, buddy. Pit yourself against the lot, and you'll soon learn some new steps for your dance with the daggers. You must think of yourself as a dancer, not a bleeding butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed, that's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor will only have ya plodding about like an ungainly aurochs. So make sure you be wearing gear that'll let you move freely as well. I think I'm good on the no armor. Yeah, very freedom of movement in my armor choice here. All right, get your blade work up to scratch, Corey, and I might just have a job for you. Yeah, I think I'm good on light armor. What do you think? Is my armor light enough? Yeah. A dainty dilemma. Hold on, I need to check something. Okay, I need to do bills real quick. Pardon me. Sorry for interrupting, but this is important. Okay, now that that's taken care of. Yeah, I just needed to take care of something since somebody in my family got paid, and it was important that I put that money where it needs to go. Like, quick, like. Okay. Onwards. Ho there, Corey, I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabbers of yours. I reckon you're good and ready for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow me wids and let ye get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged ye into the shadows, there might be a couple of things what ye ain't yet familiar with. Like everything you're saying, 'cause you don't speak English. Let's build on what you likely do know, and that's the fact that the Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy in Limsa. So, why do you think there's still so much sodden pirates in this town? I'll tell you why. It's 'cause there's still one way for him to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the thalassocracy as a certified privateer, and captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the outgoats come home, so long as he only targets vessels what belong to the Garlean Empire. So those 3 other pirate groups in town that we met earlier while doing side quests are all certified privateers. They have the authority to raid vessels as long as they belong to the Garlean Empire. Of course, considering how bloody vast the Empire is, that's plenty of looting to go around. I mean, they seem to like to fight over it, but okay. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back here to Limsa to offload their spoils. And that's where this particular case went sour. See, this one crew got their fambles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you'd best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. Oh, and speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, lad. Hello. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence to them code-defying rooks and bite back the Magitech parts. What's the last need me for? You're in charge of new recruits, ain't you? It's Corey's first assignment. You're to go along and give her the benefit of your wisdom. Since when was I in charge of the new... Oh, bugger it. So I guess we're to be partners for now. The name's Paramu Haramu, but most o' me fellows call me Underfoot. Also, Paramu has a name that is female, because it has 3 syllables instead of 4. For Lalafell, the Lalafell males have 4 syllables in their first name. And the females have 3. So Paramu has a female name, but he was called Lad. So... I mean, it's kind of hard to tell the difference between a male and a female Lalafell anyways, so... He might seem a touch reluctant, but Paramu's one of our best. You just do as he says, and you'll get the job done. Yeah, they all sort of look the same. He looks so done with this shit. Though I think... the males also have the darkened tips on their ears, and the females don't. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that is one of the ways to tell them apart. So, yeah. Alright then, me young rogue. Seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. Yeah, that's probably what it is. The women have darkened boobies and the men have darkened ears. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, eh? But we ain't bleeding swads in shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gun. Yeah, I'm wearing very light kit. So if you don't fancy spilling blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there when your mark winds up to land a nasty clout. Sliding round to a flank usually does the trick, but there's some run fun every rogue should master, the shade shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can have an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging mage chasing your shadows while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Alright, now it's time you put this lesson into practice against some of the Orali out in Lower Noscea. I hope you was paying attention, lass, because those tentacles can pack a wallop. Enjoy! Yes! Actually, no, so Shade Shift is actually good. I actually do use Shade Shift because it's just a damage nullifier. So it's just a cooldown. Let's see, what does it say? Shade Shift, create shadows that nullify damage up to 20% of maximum HP. So, and it's for 20 seconds, so it's actually a pretty good damage nullifier. Yeah, you never use actual stealth, though. I mean, except for the, like, 3 quests that it is required for. But other than that. And really, having a damage nullifier on DPS is great. Especially when you don't have a tank running with you. Of course, at this level, it's not really necessary. I still don't have my AoE, so I still have to kill you one at a fucking time. That was the last one of those I needed. Alright. Let's return. And actually, you know what? Good time to get my wings out. I like the wings for classes that don't have their weapons strapped to their back. Because otherwise it looks weird when your weapons is going through your wings, but when you're just using daggers, the wings look really good. You looking to head inside? You're a wingding. Your face is a wingding. Alright, Paramoo, I killed some things. Done with your practice, then? The sting of them tentacle buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Now we've got your blood rushing, I'd say it's time we get down to work. First things first, we need to track down them addled coves what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, you see, and we've agents scattered far and wide with their glazes keen and their wattles to the ground. Speak English. Let's pay us a visit to Itolwan at the Drowning Winch and ask her for a weak ale and see what that gets you. Yeah. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, lass. Trust me. Okay. So we head to the bar and we ask for a weak ale and she'll tell us secrets. That sounds like a great code that they've set up, I'm sure. Right. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Hey, Paramoo. I want to talk to him. Order yourself a weak ale and it'll make sense in a bit. Oh, he doesn't say anything important. Welcome to the Drowning Winds. What's your pleasure, miss? A weak ale. Never in all my days. We may serve some cheap grog in the winch, but not that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for your taste, then mayhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu? Yes. Aye, there's quite a lot to offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular I could help you with? The trouble over the Magitech loot. 'Twas not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates calling themselves the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms and have a preference for seizing Garlean machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumor says that the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in middle Noscea to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins were rather pleased to take possession of a I'm not good at Roman numerals, it's a high number. Anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. What are the L means? What does the L mean in Roman numerals? Because it's XL I. So is it like 50? Yeah, I don't either. Anyways, it's a high one. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads to the Goblin Camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lass. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. Okay, off we go to Summerford. Also, when I jump, the wings flutter. Oh wow, that's actually a lot farther from Summerford than I thought it would be. I should have taken a chocobo. Look at my fluttery wings. I'm not participating in your stupid fate. You know, I really wish I could turn Fate music off. Like, first of all, I'm not a big fan of most of the Fate music. But also, it's annoying when I'm just running around, or when I'm farming. When I'm farming and a Fate suddenly spawns on top of me, it is the most annoying thing to have to listen to that pumped up music while I'm trying to leisurely farm wood. Anyways, getting your noggin down, Corey. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of the demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the Garlean gadget into his backpack. I knew I told one would steer us right. This is your chance, lass. Clout that gambler gobby and grabble that device. God, speak English. I've lost track of which gob it was, but I'm thinking it was that sod on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blasts. Twisting and dodging in the middle of a fireball might not save you from getting your eyebrows singed off. Yeah. Oop. Oop. I'll just come over here and poke this guy in the face. That was it. Sweet. Whee! That's the way, lass. There was naught for me to do but sit on me daddles and watch. So you've got the goods, eh? Yes. It's 43. So, firing mechanism number 43. Developed in the 43rd year of the first Garlean Emperor's reign, this trigger device works with all Imperial Mark whatever anti-aircraft cannons. Don't think that's 43. Well, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense, because if the L is 50, then an X in front of it would be 10 less. That makes sense. Sort of. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, here, have this. Hi, this is the device, and no mistaken. Let's get it back to the guild, eh? We still owe them demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for the now. Right? Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hard hand that what snatched it out of the goblin's paws, after all. Captain! I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues, which we sought but to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother. My blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly. With me, my fine fellows. Huzzah! So I was looking at, like, learning Japanese. And I was like, oh, I can, you know, work on translations from Final Fantasy. Apparently, even though it is a Japanese game and should have been, you know, fairly... Because one of the things that they recommend is learning from games that were originally in Japanese that were translated. Apparently, Final Fantasy's vocabulary is so fucking high that even native Japanese people have a problem with it. Which explains all the fucking big words in English. Like, seriously, apparently there are some kanji that are never, ever used in this game. Like, high-end kanji. Fisherman Guild. You looking to head inside? Alright. You managed to grapple that firing mechanism yet? Yeah, I got your firing mechanism. See, there's that cat! And another cat! Ah, still in one piece, too. Yeah, amazing. You've done well for your first assignment, lass. It don't look like much, but that crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the roughmans. We've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jack. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. Oh, this is not at all what I expected from the inside of a convent. And who might you be, sirs? Ha ha ha! Your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect, our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious terror? We are the deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. I'm liable just to kill you for the alliteration, dude. Hey, they came to us. They came to get their punishment. Captain, I say, there's the louse who misappropriated our merchandise. I concur. She is the selfsame simpleton who we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise! Now, my dear dandies, let us not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods, at least not yet. You there, yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. He is the superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. Oh-ho, an errand boy now, am I? And tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? Why, I suppose it's some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named the Dutiful Sister of the Edelwise, or some such. And you've yet to realize your mistake. Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry Quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts. Oh boy. You still don't understand, do ya? And dead. There are but three sorts of culls that the doorman'll let pass. Clients, recruits... God, spit! I'll kill you all! Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You'd have learned that the third sort of cull is a bollocks for brains mark, what marches himself right into the rogue's den. Rogues, but we were so careful. No, you really weren't. I'd heard tales in my pirates' days, stories about the merciless wraiths who uphold the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, the knives in the shadows. You can't be then. You're just trying to scare me. Well, the captain of the Dainty Demolishers is not so easily cowed. To the hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades. Rouges. Whoosh! Ack. Deceptions, aye. Anyone you meet could be a rogue captain, even a clean-cheeked errand boy. Rogue is actually one of the few quest lines where they start the actual story of the quest line, like, really quickly. Like, most of the others start at level, like, 15, where you actually get into the storyline of the quest line. But Rogue's is the one, this is the level 5 quest. Like, he's still breathing. Find me some rope and string him up someplace in town. And now the job's done. Quite an introduction you've had there. Welcome to Limsa Lominsa's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. Also, there are people in the corner just continuing their drinking and conversation. Like nothing ever happened. Not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were dimmer dammers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. And they bit back the goods what was wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under cover of Darkmans. Upright thieves became the title for these coves, what dealt in sanctioned stealing and milling. But it was only those as had cut all ties with the buccaneer's life what was accepted into the ranks, conflicted in loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates was pirates no more. I really wish you hadn't formed your own way of speaking, because I can't understand a goddamn thing you're talking about. Later on, when Merlvib took the admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change and altered our recruiting policy to accept venturers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job remains the same. Uphold the code and preserve the underground society what spawned us. Just as you've done with this assignment. Keep up the good work, Corey, and you'll go far in the shadows. Yeah. Like, most of the other, quest lines, their level 5 quest is like break a rock, but this one has actual cut scenes. And no, it's not dangerous, but like it has cut scenes and it's actually longer than the others. So the shadow, not the shadow, stray into the shadows. Yeah, the shadows are going to be a theme. A fine evening to you, Corey. And a fine evening it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time around, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman made off with a shipment of muskets. Now, seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a mincing vessel to begin with, the Yellowjackets fell upon the daft coves afore their boots was even dry. Aye, they caught the pirates right there on the docks, but the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us on the job anyways. Ya don't bite the purses of your fellow Laminsons and all that. So, this is your assignment, me laddie lass. Find out where them weapons went and bite that shipment back. Jesus. Seeing as the cutters as hit that merchantman are already rotten in irons, ye needn't rush in with your stabbers stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet, and I've the perfect partner to show you how it's done. This here is, God, Miqo'te, the Stray. Ain't no other rogue what can match her in the arts of skulking. A pleasure. There's some problem, Miqo'te. You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm blood and starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside. You know, those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck. But when I got back from me work, it was bloody gone. Uh-oh. That was Miqo'te's? I thought it was Underfoot's. Did you steal from your fellow rogue? Well, you just head out on the job, and I'll see if I can't turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jackie. Oh, and one more little detail you should know. The muskets was meant for the Yellow Jackets' armory, so once all is bob, you can hand the goods to one of their coals directly. Alright, Miqo'te. We can start whenever you're ready, Corey. I've had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few wids with her first. You'll find her at Halleen, posing as a fishmonger. Okay. Let's see. Over here. Also, there needs to be more aetheryte shards in Limsa. I feel like there's a good half of this map that is not covered by aetherites. Like, at least put one over in the Armorers Guild over that way. You know? Because if you want to go to the Armorers Guild, you have to run all the way across. And it's really annoying. I love Limsa. Limsa is one of my favorite places, but there's not enough aetherite shards. That last down there, the one stinking of fish and ocean, go over and ask her what the catch of the day is. Okay. Hello there, miss. We've carp and trout, lobster and shrimp, but I hear tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, skinny kind, what's bark'll put a bloke on his arse. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? Ah, the traders of Edge. They hailed from the south of Sea Isles, and are known for dealing in all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folk ain't ones for questioning the source of their merchandise. In fact, they seem more than happy to pay for goods what came from below decks, so to speak. But if you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, then you'd best hurry. The Edge merchant what's visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city afore long. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery, though. What with all the iron blades he's got nursing his operation, it makes it hard for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as you can learn a little more from the folk around town. Alright. Miqo'te! Traders of Edge, eh? Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, then someone will know something to point us in the right direction. The trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how culls will cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places what see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the ferry docks, and East Hawker's Alley. I'm surprised you don't want to go to the Bismarck. You could pick up a sandwich while you're there. I'll try my luck at a few other spots, then meet you in front of the guild when I'm done. Remember, keep hidden, keep quiet, and keep your waddles open. let's go to the Bismarck. Stealth. Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. Ugh, the sneer of that customer's face. Did he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Sea, but here in Limsa Lominsa folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. Oh, good. They've already ordered more. That's good. Also, you move so fucking slow in stealth, and considering how slow you move normally, it's, like, not even worth it. Gareth is speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer. Approach him while cloaked. Yeah. Gareth is hawking his wares to a customer. You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We've a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eorzea, but one cannot simply visit Limsa Lominsa without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed Noscean orange juice? Or perhaps our famed salt cod is more to your tastes? Gareth continues to espouse the virtues of his merchandise, but his impassioned urgings appear to have little relevance to your assignment. No fucking kidding. Alright. Last place. Whee! Riri Nasu appears distraught. Approach him while... Yeah. I know. Approach. River Nasu is mumbling anxiously to himself. Curse my sense of duty. Would that I had stayed at the wrench for that extra pint instead of returning early. I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report this to the Yellow Jackets? But what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor. No worries, I got this. I'll take care of it. Welcome back, Corey. I hope your skulking went well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers, Dove, but any rogue what shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky mort can nose about without risking a scrap, or slip herself into the best position to ambush a mark. Maybe not that last bit. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. Why don't I have vanished, then? Alright, I'm done prattling. What did you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? Slipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from the chef at the Bismarck, this trader means to hop the twig and soon. That matches with me own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, you can be sure that he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, then you ghost in and grab all them firearms. And I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under cover of Darkman's, but it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sound like he's got a small army of sellswords on the payroll. Let's do this. I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have 'em post a coal near Hawker's Alley. That way we won't have far to bolt once you've bit the goods. The mark should be along any moment, Corey. Have you got your skulking boots on? I mean, I don't know. I think my boots are fairly light. Wearing light clothes. Yeah, this is fine. Boop. So fucking slow. Got me some stolen firearms. Don't mind me, just over here stealing your shit. You! You were not supposed to be here. I thought I ordered my hirelings to keep this jetty clear. Of course it's a Lalafell. 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. No fucking kidding. My crate of muskets is gone. You're lucky I didn't steal all your stuff, you little shit. I like that smirk. Thief! Stop her, you useless sluggards! What am I paying you for? It's always up with Otto. Okay. So I'm gonna focus on the little ones, because the other one's a tank and probably take a few hits. And the sooner Miqo'te can get in on this, the better. Alright, let's do this. Alright, off we go. Don't mind me. Miqo'te, you got that, right? Move faster! There are only a handful of quests that require stealth, and all of them suck because of this. Because usually it's you have to stealth a very long distance. I probably would have been better off and had taken less time if I had just killed them all. Hand off. Aye, these are our stolen muskets. The quartermaster will be pleased. Duty complete. Like, it's a fairly easy quest. It's just another one where the travel time takes longer than the actual quest. This one and that ninja quest where you have to sneak past and the bats can see past your stealth. You know the one I'm talking about. That turned hairy, didn't it, Dove? Once you reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cut his losses, I'll give him that. Let's say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the bin news. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I've whittled the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. I was very subtle. I only murdered like 3 guys, okay? For me, that's super subtle. That many swads was there, but you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, Cory. Aye, the job didn't unfold exactly as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time, and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could have gone faster if I had killed them all. And speaking of unexpected developments, I've a bit of bad news for you, Miqo'te. I searched high and low, but it seems some unprincipled cove has yuffled your sandwich. There was naught but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich! It was a Bismarck special! Right, they can't see me if they're dead. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? My belly's ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. He should be back any moment now, with a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me? You're not japing with me, are ya, Jackie? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis a guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and morts are at their best for the job. Oh, Jackie, there you are. I've got that sandwich you ordered. And didn't the chef give me a waddleful when I said I was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice afore you yaffle a fellow rogue supper. Oh, bollocks. Jackie, did you eat my supper? Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh new sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You've cloyed something what belongs to me, Jackie, and I can't ignore the code. The code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a lass, aren't you, lass? Lass? Arrgh! That might be the swiftest string-up I've ever seen. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, Corey. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. This city's me home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove full enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich'll get cold. Hey, do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbor. God's pissed these robes are tight. But he deserved that. We all know he deserved that. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild! The impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Looks like she's gonna be trouble. Did Jackie get down all right? Yeah, he's fine. See? He's fine. Now you know better not to steal another person's sandwich. She was a rogue. What did you expect? Alright. Ow. Them rope will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let me belly do the thinking. Yes, sandwiches are precious. You can't be stealing other people's sandwiches. And just think, Fakibe strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves what well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. Don't steal my sandwiches. Stifled screams. Ah, Corey, just the mort I was hoping to see. We've got some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and the Stray in on this as well. It'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Sweet. Get the gang back together. Okay, there's Underfoot. Where's... There she is. Jackie, the client's arrived. Oh, he's a... Damn. He's high priority. Our guest here has come from the Maelstrom Command with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. 'Twas several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered that he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claims that pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. Can I stab them? Save the slaves! Stabby, stabby! We dispatched a patrol to confirm the tale and found the village almost completely destroyed. 'Twas a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse, thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates had never even heard of the code. Pillaging honest coals and dipping their wicks in the slave trade. Dipping their wicks sounds naughty. Anyways, they're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Yes, they are! Stabby, stabby! Aye, Though it ain't set down in so many wids, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those as raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were Cole's what was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history and you risk becoming what it was you hated most. So, you have a mark for us, then? That we do. From the description given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined that these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. Oh, not for long! 'Twould appear, however, that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which to hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Lomensan citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. You know what? Thinking about it, there were a couple of side quests in Limsa about people going missing. And we've let it happen right under our very noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who have already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with the utmost discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty coves will feel our short blades prickling into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret afore the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, Miqo'te, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation and see what you can whittle about the coals what have already been sold. Corey, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step of your education. Yay! Education! My belly button is adorable. What do you guys have to say? Your aid and confidentiality in this matter is greatly appreciated. We can now focus on coordinating with the Yellow Jackets to free those unfortunate folk already sold into slavery. Wonderful. These jolly merchant bastards won't be so jolly once we catch up to them. Damn straight! Miqo'te? I've no doubt you and Jack can handle a few ale-sodden pirates, but if you need an extra set of fambles, just say the word and we'll be there. Yeah, let's do this! Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats, then? Our client tells me that the Jolly Merchantman set sail from Aleport a few bells ago. Oh aye, they might even board an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of the crew'd be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove me theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the rough mans in lower Noscea. There's a Ben Cove over at the Morabee dry docks by the name of Swarnsent, what'll likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his glazes keen for the guild. Head over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon like. Speak English, Morabee dry docks. Alright. Fluttery wings! Flutter, flutter. Alright. Swarsent. Swarsent? Swarsent. Aye, I know what you are. And what can old Swarsent do for you? Hunting down jolly merchant slavers? Aye. Well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke and this poor skinny lass. I've seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about this slavery business is true, then the jolly merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to the market. No. He likely has a boat waiting for him. And if I were a slaver headed south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the salt strand. That doesn't leave you much time. You said Jackie was on his way, yes? You'd best go on ahead and I'll point him in the direction when he gets here. Sweet. Boop. Run! Ooh. Yeah, I have enabled normal battle music off, so I think there should be at least an option for that, including, I'm going the wrong way, for that including fate music and boss music, because that's really fucking annoying. Like, yeah. If they're going to have a fucking option for that, then at least have the option for it to include things that are not just normal battle music. I'll be watching. Swartzen came through for us, eh? Now, what do we got here? This one looks a charmer. Oh no! Sudden move, I told ya. Me peg-legged grandma obbles quicker than ya miserable sacks of shite. Maybe if you fed them every once in a while, you asshole. Or maybe I need another thrashing. Is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience. I'm gonna shove my fucking dagger up this guy's ass. I'm sorry. Please, no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could, but we need food, water. Then get in the boat and shut your traps. You'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me or just plain daft? I told you to keep your blatant mouth shut. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Leviathan scaly arse. She's weeping again. Listen, we're headed to Elport, all right? That's where me and me shipmates will gather and take stock of the merchandise and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others is looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scrapping what the Empire Wars galley. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is that you'll be loaded into the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God knows where, and Limsa will be a distant memory. I'm gonna stab you. So if I was you, I'd fill that empty belly with one last gobful of sweet Noscean sea breeze. Ha 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 ha. Stab. I'm sorely tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. Yeah, but I really want to stab. No, we'll let him guide us to his mates in Elport. Then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. I guess that would make me feel better about it. The Jolly Merchants will get their due. Don't you worry about that. I look forward to doing the stabbing. They've gone. We'd best hurry to Elport. Unless you have a quicker way, there's a ferry what leaves from Candlekeep Quay. I'll meet you across the water, lass. Yeah, I gotta teleport. I will just poof there. It's fine. Hey, Elport. Boop. You know, I do think Rogue is one of my favorite, like, class quests of the early ones you can take. It certainly has more story than the rest, and also freeing slaves makes me happy. Corey, that jolly merchant cove's still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight. Bold as brass eye, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some Cole recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent-like, while their mate is marched off to the cry cockles. And you can bet they've threatened bloody murder for any prisoner what raises a hue and cry. Patient now, lass. We'll just wait until we're sure that all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you better sharpen your stabbers. We've a busy night ahead of us. Stabbing! Ready for the job, then? Once the jolly merchants are all here, we'll ambush the sods and set their captives free. Yay! That ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, lass. The merchants are disguised as plain old venturers, and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Elport. How do you whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the daddles on that bingo swillin' Cole over yonder. What if you spoke English? He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type what the nasty sod at the Salt Strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Course, it's also how I whittled where each of the bastards was staying. Just snilch the hopeless glazes o' the company that keep, and you can be sure you've found your mark. So, here's the job all laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty-like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back, alright? Stabbing. Gotcha. Oi! The storeroom door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been at the ale. Oh, shit. Well, they can't have gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Ugh, was that merchant cove gulpin' pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oafs. And now we've got a swarm of yellowjackets buzzing about, looking for blood. If they spot us wandering around in the Darkmans, I have a feeling they'll axe first and ask questions later. I want to ask you a question? Yeah. It'd be best then if the patrols never even knew we was here. Yeah, stealth. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms and use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mind, so let's try not to stab any as don't deserve it, eh? Are you sure? I'm thinking we should head out one at a time to better avoid them yellowjackets, so I'll let you take the lead. After you, Corey. Alright. So, stealth and move very, very, very slowly. Peekaboo! Any targets in here? Yes. Hi. And that was fast. There you go. Free to go. Be free, my little potato. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yep. No problemo. Geez, there are a lot of yellowjackets. And probably don't even notice the amount of slaves. That just pisses me off. Anyways. Stab this guy. Here you go, little dude. Off you go. I'm free. Oh, he does a little bow. Okay, off we go. Let me get you stabbed. Right, off you guys go. Oh, these are the ones I saw on the boat. There you go, guys. Off you go. Go get some food. Oh, you showed up now. That looks like the last of him, and you didn't even need my help. No. Back into the shadows, lass. Oof. And off to the merchandise. Oh. And here comes more. Damn, there are two of them, aren't there? Alright, duty complete. All slaves freed. Yay! Alright. Not a bad night's work, eh, Corey? The maelstrom will be taking care of the poor coals we freed, and I've made sure none of the merchants we downed are like to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys, and it won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me natty lass, our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Hello! Excuse me, are you the one who freed us? Aye. Was there something else we could do for you, miss? The maelstrom swads'll take you home, if that's what you're worried about. No, I know, it's just I wanted to thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. 'Twas something about another raiding party that hadn't yet made it back. I beg your pardon? It seems they'd been hunting for slaves in western Noscea, and being so close to Elport, our captors assumed they were out rounding up chattel until the last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Please, is there naught you can do? Oh, damn straight we're gonna do it. There certainly is, miss. You just get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I will pray for your success. Thank you again. Bye, boy. So much for savoring the victory pint. Pint, I can word. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, Corey? I think it's time I learned ye how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open rough mans, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a canny lass like yourself will figure out all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Just keep in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. Yay, hunting down slavers! And throwing daggers at them. Yay, throwing dagger. Alright. Slave to the code. Those last few jolly merchant bastards will be camped out somewhere in western Noscea. Now, if I was a black-blooded, gill-grubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's naught to the west but the Sahagan pools. Even those bollocks for brains pirates knew no better than to trespass on fishback territory. And they won't want a chance running into patrols near Elport. So that just leaves us east. The flocks? Aye, they'll likely be nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we will try to pick up their trail. You head on over and snitch the place while I send word to the sisters and the maelstrom. Yeah. I need a dictionary for pirate speak. You know what? I bet if I get a perch. Shortcut. Jeez, the weather's so gloomy. I think... Nope, I got off at the wrong spot. That's okay. It's right up here. Boop. Oh no! That's a little kid! Is he okay? I will help the child. Yes. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you've got there, Corey. No sign of the merchants, though, eh? Nope. Their leader mentioned heading over to Elport. He said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal that something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for the market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray let us flee this place before they return. And who are you to just sidle in and set loose our won prizes, eh? Oh good, I can oh my god, I want to stab that Lalafell in the fucking throat. He just looks like somebody that really needs a couple of knives in him. 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd half a crew lodged in Elport, and not a one of 'em survived the night. Done in by a couple of sneaky curs what favoured the short blades, they say. I'm supposing that was you two. Seem to have a bone to pick with our choice of trade. Oh yes, I do. Aye, I can't say I've much use for slavers, except as a place to bury me knives. Agreed, Jack. Oh, and I wouldn't bother yourself with waiting on your ship to come back neither. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. I'm gonna stab that guy. Look at him! He just, like, even if he wasn't the bad guy in this scenario, I would want to stab this guy. He has a face that needs a couple of daggers in it. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin 3 healthy slaves like them ones will bring us. I'll have a new ship and a new crew afore a single moon has passed. I think it's the mustache. The mustache bothers me. That is a mustache of evil. Like, the pink gloves don't help, but that mustache is an evil mustache. You hear that, chattel? You're each worth a shining bloody fortune, and you've me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleeding sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? So we have good dagger throwing range. These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is like to get messy. Yay, stabbies! Do you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the darklands, but the shadows are always listening. Steady, steady! Okay, let's start with this. This one's a healer. She needs to die. Okay, and next. The shadow! Oh my goodness. I really need an AoE. Oh my god. Those guys kind of hurt, actually. I know I'm supposed to kill them from far. Okay. Don't see any more healers. Oh, and more. Okay, there we go. Hey, hey. Alright, just the boss man left. Evil mustache man. And that's that. Oh, Underfoot. Underfoot is here to get Underfoot. Oh, that's funny. Or at least I would if any bugger was left standing. That's no scraps for latecomers. The lass in me had a hunger. Yep. We didn't leave any for you guys. Should have came quicker. Oh. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrived at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. Do you think I could be a hero like you? I knew I could be brave and strong too. I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now, me and those coves there, we're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of. And that's 'cause we keep the rules of the world they live by. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights, but if you ever break the code and betray your mates, then that's when we'll come after you, no matter how far you run or how well you hide. Don't scare the little boy! Live your life like the hero you want to be, though, and you'll never need worry about that. Hi, you two can stubble it and all. Oh, here come the Yellow Jackets. Fashionably late. I assume you are the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants? I am Captain Milala of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's all right, lads. These folk will take care of you. Go on. You'd best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd! Why, I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Rude. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Elport into a slaughterhouse? You mean while you guys were ignoring the amount of slaves that were there? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? While you guys were ignoring the slaves that were there being enslaved? It is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Let me point out that we weren't the one ignoring the slaves. Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit, and leaves them at the table where they belong. I don't use my daggers to eat. Do you perhaps clench them betwixt your teeth as you swing over rails like pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. Yes, like ignoring slaves! The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Yes, you're doing such a good job. Ignoring the slaves. Jackie, what the bloody hell's what does this Cole want with us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. We're not pirates. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel stocked with provisions was boarded and looted by pirates. Smile and nod, boys, smile and nod. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that is vexing indeed, so she does have a job for us. But it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that the most distresses my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist, along with their precious plunder. A rumtail, what's it to do with us? I challenge you, a contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my yellow jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose an abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Considering the fact that the Admiral was once a pirate and knows that pirates won't go away just because the people stopping the pirates are no longer there, I doubt it very much, even if you win this, that she'll succeed to that. But, you know, you do you, little potato. Blow it out your waddle. I've better ways to spend my time. Oh, do you now? This institute constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa. Does that not violate your beloved code? If you know why we're doing this, and why we have a code in the first place, then why are you so keen to stop us? If I'm not mistaken, you've no choice but to rise to the occasion. Unless, of course, you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. Like, legitimately, you just said it. How are we not working with you and doing what you want us to do when we are following our duty, which is the same as yours? Like, this girl makes no sense. Alright, you screeching shrew. You've made your bloody point, and you'll be sorry that you did, I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling ne'er-do-well. Here's the thing. Criminals don't give a fuck about you. The only way to catch the criminals is to have people that are willing to get down and dirty the same as they are. Like, your conviction isn't going to stop you from getting stabbed in the back. What now, Jackie? For right now, we head back to the sisters. Oh. Yeah. Honestly, this is probably also the storyline that gets me, like, really invested because, again, slaves, which I hate, but also, that Lalafell has no idea what she's talking about. Yeah. Well, she knows what the Rogues Guild is all about, and yet she doesn't think we're worthy of doing that job. And it really bothers me because she is not doing that job. The Yellow Jackets, let me point out, ignored a group of slaves. Like, there were Yellow Jackets patrolling Aleport while there were slaves being tied up inside rooms. So, and they were more concerned with Ale going missing. They didn't even notice that there were people tied up and being held against their will. Right? Not to mention the amount of times, like, just me, so far, have helped out the Yellow Jackets with, you know, because I stole those weapons back for them and marched them all the way back. It was annoying as fuck. And then we also helped the Maelstrom, which is higher ranked than the Yellow Jackets. Therefore, we are higher ranked because we can do more than them. You're looking to head inside? Yep. Yes, we did their job for them, while the Yellow Jackets ignored the fact that there were people tied up. Also, I don't know why it took so long to untie those people. I have a fucking dagger. For a wee lass, that Milala's got some bollocks. And it seems she's well done with what whiffles of pirate stock. I don't take kindly to Cole's pulling me strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken and we've got a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, them coves knew what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. You'll need to be at your best. It's time you learned the art of mugging. Rough up a Cole in just the right way, and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story of them bitten baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it, eh? I have no idea what you just said. Anyways, I got my favorite rogue ability, Mug. Yeah. Because let's give the enemies an invuln. Or a vulnerability stack. I loved it. Also, if vulnerability stacks on us, why can't we stack Mug on enemies? If there are more than one rogue in a party. Because it's just vulnerability. And we get those all the time, sometimes up to 16 stacks. Alright. Anyways, level 20, Grinners in the Mist. Been practicing your dance steps, Corey, because we're about ready to run rings around Captain Milala and her swads. The Yellow Jackets have been pressing their investigation into the treasures what was cloyed from the Maelstrom's tub. But as you know, we've got our own network of coves what don't miss not o' the goings on about town. Also, if there aren't people, informants, which according to Milala would be a bad thing, how would they get their information? Because Milala doesn't like anything that's even remotely shadowy or or anything like that. But informants are, by necessity, deal in shadows. And that's how you kind of need to get information about things that have gone missing. Right, there I go, making sense. I don't think Milala knows what she's talking about. It's a good thing she loses. As for the sharp end of the job, it'll be me, you, Underfoot, and the Stray. Let's get down to business, eh? Yay! We get the team back together. Bakibe's late to the feast, so I'll just make sure. She seems to always be late, doesn't she? We're all on the same page for the now. When you get down to it, we have 2 goals for this job. Bite back the 3 treasures and mill the coves what cloyed them in the first place. You can be sure that the Yellow Jacket's shrew will be doing her damnedest to beat us to the mark. And seeing as the fate of the guild is at stake, we'd best not drag our do-beaters on this one. I say we grapple them baubles afore she even lifts anchor, and give her a proper reason to rage against us rogues. You seem awfully keen on this contest all of a sudden, Jackie. Aye, well, here's the thing. I sent me a grievance to the Thalocracy regarding the shrew's challenge, but them paper shufflers don't care a whit as long as one of us gets the job done. So I figured I'd sail with the wind rather than against it. Besides, we wouldn't want to shirk our duties and force poor Captain Milala to blunder about in the scary Darkmans, now would we? How very gentlemanly of you. Yeah, if she wants to get this done, she'll have to join us in the shadows. Well, them's the cards what we've been dealt, ain't they? Now, stow your quips and let's hear what you've learned about them bloody treasures already. Aye, the treasures. According to the manifest of the Maelstrom vessel, we're looking to bite back the Cerulean Star, the Silver Sorrows, and something called the Black Sarcophagus. Aside from the fancy names, I was able to whittle a few more details. The Cerulean Star, for starters, is a big old blue diamond which shines like, well, like a star, I suppose. Then we've got the Silver Sorrows, a pair of earrings, what once graced the wattles of the Sultana of Ul'dah. There's a tale there, but one what don't concern us at present. Lastly, this Black Sarcophagus thing. I'm afraid that one remains a mystery no matter how much I poked and prodded. In any case, all three of these trinkets was recorded as spoils from official privateering raids. Now, as you know, a pirate will usually sell his plunder through a reliable fence. Sometimes, though, holding an auction is the only way to offload goods. What is too extravagant for just to bleedin' rare for the average coal to deal in. Our three wondrous treasures fell into the auction-only category. When the bidding began in Aleport, the Thalocracy weighed in with its ample purse, made some unmatchable offers, then organized a tub for the merchandise to be shipped back to Limsa. And that's where our marks swooped in and picked their transport clean. I had a few wids with them Maelstrom sailors as survived the attack, and they pointed the finger at the grinning curs. Problem is, not one coal seen hide nor hair of the curs, not to mention their bloody ships since the raid. Oh, what you got for us? Oh, sorry I'm late, Jack, but you'll want to hear this. Some of the cargo what was cloyed from the transport was just found during a routine inspection at Lothagram's Point. Lothagran? Have the curs made landfall then? And what are the treasures? Any mention of them? Not that I've heard, but the jackals ain't done shaking out all the boxes yet. And then we'd better get our eyes out there quick like, Corey. Underfoot, you're fresh for a run, aren't you? Come on, lass, I'll race you out to the checkpoint. I should have done the Rogues one, the Rogues quests last, just because I enjoy them so much. And then again, if I did them last, my voice would have given out, and yeah, having to do this stuff with my throat dying would probably... I should have done it first, actually, when I still could do accents fairly well. Okay, Lothagran's checkpoint is that way. Let's see. I think the quickest way would be to grab a chocobo. Let's see. Nope, that was the wrong button. Rent a chocobo. Yep. Alright. I see Underfoot. Hey there, brother. How's it going? Won our race. You owe me a pint. Japes aside, though, it looks like Vakibe was right about the cargo. From what I've been able to catch from them swads at the gate, it seems a peddler was boned for carrying goods what was known to be aboard that transport. They carted the poor sod away in chains, but the cargo itself is still here. I saw a pair of jackets carrying boxes up that wooden ramp. We need to know what's in them crates. I got the feeling they won't open their gans for the asking, though. Not while this fool's challenge is going on. Do you think you could skulk over there and see what they found, if they found those treasures yet? Yeah, be doing a better job if you'd speak English. Just saying. Boop. Yep. Boop. Yellow Jackets are discussing the contents of the crates. This is all junk. No diamond, no earrings, and no bloody black sarcophagus. Looks like we'll have to lean hard on that skimpy peddler if we're to find them treasures. The sergeant says the merchant's still pleading ignorance. Claims he was hired to carry the goods through the checkpoint and not else. What a pile of pugil shite. I'm guessing the pirates have split the cargo and are trying their luck at every checkpoint. Captain Malala's already given orders to double the guards and inspect every cart and wagon what comes through. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have to do that if you just let us do our jobs, but okay. So they found not a value, eh? Bien. I thought we'd lost the contest before we'd even properly started. Be that as it may, something don't add up here. Why would you order a coal to carry the goods through the checkpoint? No smuggler is that daft, surely. And even if by some miracle the goods ye squirmed through Lothagrans without raising a fuss, why would you risk taking merchandise back to the city what you cloyed it from? Yeah, that's a good point. No, there's a big picture here, and we need to take a step back to see it. I mean, it could have been a distraction. Assuming the Curs hired this peddler to do their dirty work, there'll be someone in the shadows as brokered the deal. And I just happen to know a cove what makes it his business to oversee these kinds of shady arrangements. The thing is, this black marketeer bloke changes his haunts depending on how the breeze blows. Quite literally, in fact. I seem to recall the Navigator's Veil being shifted by a westerly this morning, so that'll put him... at Tiller's Rest. Nice and close. Why don't we go and ask a few questions before we head back to the guild? Okay. Oh my goodness, that is actually farther away than I would want to walk. Let's go to Summerford. Alright. Whee! Flap, flap, flap. Okay. If you do the Lemsalomensa storyline, if you start here, these guys tell you to go pick up dung. Because, you know, no MMO is complete without a poop quest. I pride myself on memory for faces, but yours is unknown to me. Are you an earnest customer or an inquisitive annoyance? I must be sure of your intentions. Really? Quick word? I am definitely here to annoy you. Why aren't you dying? You are taking an awful long time to die. That's weird. Okay. The dance is old, but the name is new. Put away your daggers, rogue. I have peddled my wares to your kind since the upright thieves stalked the night. Speak, what would you have of this humble merchant? Still tormenting the colts, eh, Grandad? We've come for information on a smuggling job. There was this peddler what was caught in Lothagran's checkpoint, moving merchandise for the Gridden Curs, pleading innocence even when he had the screws put in it to him. You wouldn't know aught about that deal, would you? Every last sordid detail. Not a single grain of stolen sand passes through the shadows without my knowledge. But such prickly wisdom lodges tightly in one's throat. What have you brought to ease the pain of its passage? Spare me the theatrics, Grandad. Here's your usual purse. The sum is paid, the deal is made. May my answer sate your fickle hunger. Your hapless peddler was indeed innocent. He was but a beast of burden employed by associates of the grinning curs, and likely knew naught of his freight's tainted nature. A pawn, if you will, a convenient decoy. There are those amongst my acquaintances who specialize in providing such services. Aye, that's what I thought. The curs wanted that coal to get caught, and now the jackets have had a taste, they'll waste their time yofflin' a shite pie what comes through their checkpoints. It's a distraction, that's what I said. Meanwhile, the real treasures are hidden away in the Darkmans, along with the grinning curs. Not the Darkmans, Master Rogue, the Mist. Ooh. Aside from the traveling merchant, the curs' associates have spent coin on another piece for this little game. A navigator, one who is practiced in piloting a vessel through the Doxy's pool. The Doxies? The gods only know how many ships have sailed into that fog soup and never come out again. And that's where you say the curs have gone into ground? Now there's a trick what took some bollocks. Once their hunted tub was sittin' dimmer in the mist, though, it would have been easy to have these associates of theirs ferry the junk goods to Noscea. Then the canny coves just need to wait for the peddler to get boned, and draw the glazes of the yellow jackets inland. We need to strike now. As soon as they learn the coast is clear, they'll flee for open waters. A fair appraisal of events. Now that you know the location of your marks, however, it will not be so difficult to track them down. The Doxy's pool was once an impenetrable shroud, but ever since the calamity, the mists are far less constant. Narrow your search to the heaviest banks, and you will soon uncover those who wish to remain unseen. But now a warning. The mists conceal the dangers beside the dogs you seek. A careless step may land you upon the chopping block. The chopping block? You can't mean... Seems I found myself another lead to look into. You hurry on back to Jackie and tell him what we've learned so far. Okay. Whatever you say, boss. Alright, return. Yep. Alright. About time, lass. You was gone so long I almost sent the stray after you. What happened to Underfoot? He got a clue. So our marks and their bitten baubles are snug inside the Doxy's pool, eh? I'll not discount the old man's warning, but we may not have a better chance to crash the curs and grabble them treasures. We board their ship right now, you, me, and Miqo'te. I suppose we'll be needing ourselves a tub for the voyage. I'll have wids with Swarnsent, and see what the dry docks can spare us by way of a ship and a reliable crew. Get your kit together and meet us there. Alrighty then. Morby dry docks. Actually, you know what? It is getting pretty late. I've been streaming for a while. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it. We have a couple more quests in the Rogues Guild. Yeah. A couple more quests in the Rogues Guild. I don't want to overexert myself because then I'll have to go another week without streaming. And that won't be fun. Couple more quests on... So next time I stream, I don't know when... This is all day for me. This was like hours and hours. Like almost 4 hours I've been streaming. That's all day for me. So whenever I stream next, which I don't know when that'll be, whenever I'm up for it, we will do the rest of the rogue stuff, and we will do the Arcanist Guild. But for today we got, well, because I really need a nap, but after this point the rogue stuff kind of gets good, and there's not even between the quests there's not really a spot I would want to stop at. So right now we're kind of at a good part to stop. So otherwise we'd have to finish this and I'd be here for another hour. Whew. But we had a good stream. We did lots of stuff. Get to see my wings flutter. And yeah, I'm gonna get some rest. And I will see you the next time I stream. Alright. Thanks for watching. Good night.